The movie begins with the Straw Hat Pirates arriving at Delta Island for the Pirates Festival, excited to fight for Roger's treasure. After doing some shopping and enjoying some of the events, they decide to participate in the main event. Donald, Moderate, and Anne, who were the MCs of the event, reveal a cryptic clue for the location of the Pirate King's treasure. Elsewhere, Law ran from Buggy and his crew, who were acting as security for the expo. He then used his ability to board the Thousand Sunny to escape. Suddenly, a knock-up stream exploded in the island's central lake, creating a bubble-shaped island that turned out to be the treasure's hiding place. The pirates sail up the knock-up stream, including crews from the Worst Generation, the Bartow Club, the Beautiful Pirates, the Foxy Pirates, and the Bliking Pirates. The Straw Hats overtake everyone by converting the Thousand Sunny into its flying model and using coup de burst, which blows away the Buggy and his crew following them to capture Law. Halfway up knock-up stream, Law reveals that the event is not what it seems and that Buena Festa is up to something. He was able to get his crew off the island but wants to investigate further. Robin, Sanji, Chopper, and Brook go with him, and they leave on the Sharks Submerge the Three while the rest of the crew finishes the treasure race. Robin sprouts wings and drops the submarine into the bay. In Festa's underground lair, the Master of Festivities tells Douglas Bullet that the time is near for them to put their plan into action. The pirate crews reach Treasure Island and find a wrecked ship surrounded by treasure, igniting a brawl. Luffy fights Scratchman, Apu, and Arouge, while Zoro clashes with Killer. Meanwhile, an undercover smoker leaves Tashigi behind on Delta Island to investigate Buena Festa, while Law's group infiltrates Festa's lair and spies on him. They overhear plans to launch a buster call on Delta Island, which horrifies them. They run into Smoker, who tries to capture them. Sanji prevents him from catching Robin, and she and Law run away while he fights Smoker. Back on Treasure Island, in the midst of the battling, Buggy manages to sneak toward the chest containing Roger's treasure and steal it. However, he is soon spotted and chased as the other pirates do whatever it takes to get the treasure. Suddenly, a galleon is thrown at Treasure Island, which abruptly explodes, destroying both the island and the knock-up stream, causing everything to fall back into the central lake. While falling, Usopp finds himself next to the chest with Roger's treasure and grabs it. The pirates are left in chaos as the Devil Fruit users have to be saved from the bay by their comrades, and after the rescues are made, the pirates look in shock as they see Douglas Bullet holding a defeated Usopp. This isn't the end of their problems, though, as Donald, Moderate, Anne, and the spectators notice that a marine fleet is heading towards the island, causing virtually everyone to flee in terror. Luffy confronts Bullet as the pirate tries to kill Usopp, and Bullet throws Usopp at Luffy, outpacing him. Bullet says he wants to challenge the Worst Generation after hearing about their exploits, and he unleashes a blast of Supreme King Haki that knocks out most of the pirates. Luffy, Kid, Killer, Hawkins, Apu, Bege, Bonnie, Drake, and Arouge stay behind to fight Bullet, with Luffy neutralizing Bullet's Haki with his own as the remaining pirates flee. Bullet quickly overpowers the Worst Generation with his speed and strength. Apu attacks Bullet with battle music, but the explosions have no effect on him. Bullet easily dodges cannonballs fired by Bege, while Bonnie kicks him, but he grabs her and slams her to the ground. Killer hits Bullet with his scythes, but Bullet easily blocks them with Armament Haki. Bullet then dodges a blow from a powered-up Arouge, easily damages Bege in his Big Father form, and deflects two big attacks from Luffy and Kid so that they hit each other. The Supernovas are overwhelmed by Bullet, who doesn't slow down. Luffy activates Gear 4, Snakeman, and hits Bullet with fast, direction-changing punches. Bullet returns many of the punches. Their battle ends with each fighter delivering a powerful punch to the other's face, sending them flying. However, as Luffy lies exhausted on the ground, Bullet gets up and is no worse for the wear. Bullet mocks the Supernovas, saying they haven't done enough to reach his level. He then brings his ship, the Catapult, up from underground and uses his abilities to change its composition, transforming it into a giant robot. Bullet declares the treasure of Roger equivalent to One Piece, shocking the Supernovas. Meanwhile, the other pirates head for the coast and see the naval fleet. Sentomaru leads Marines and pacifistas to the shore to attack the pirates. The Foxy Pirates plead with the Straw Hats, while the Buggy Pirates look to Buggy. Admiral Fujitora arrives on shore and clashes with Zoro. The Blackbeard Pirates are cut off from the sea by Dracule Mihawk. The arrival of Boa Hancock and the Kuja Pirates, along with the Marines, makes the Warlords of the Sea think they've come to help. However, Hancock is only interested in finding Luffy, and Perona attacks the Marines. Underground, Sanji and Smoker continue fighting until Sanji asks about why the Marines agreed to work with Festa to send a buster call here. Smoker is surprised to hear the news and receives a call from Tashigi revealing what is going on up above. Meanwhile, Law and Robin are approached by Crocodile, who has a plan regarding Bullet that he wants to share with Law. After speaking to Crocodile, they manage to find a map to guide them off of the island. The Marines engage the pirates in a major battle in the town. Kobe, Hina, and Helmeppo join the Marines in the fight, but the battle is interrupted when Bullet arrives in the catapult. Fujitora leaves the coast and brings down a meteorite. Zoro cuts the meteorite in half, but the pieces still threaten the pirates. Mihawk cuts the pieces into tiny pieces and leaves the island. At the town, Bullet reveals his devil fruit power and spreads out his exoskeleton covering the island. He rips the marine fleet and pirate ships apart and assimilates them into his creation. The Marines and pirates are in panic. Vice Admirals charge the Colossus, but are knocked out by a blow so powerful it rips the island apart. Bullet raises the coast into high walls, preventing escape. Festa says Bullet's power and his possession of the eternal pose to Laugh-Tale have ended the era. The new era will be defined by the people's struggle to overthrow Bullet. He tells the Underworld Emperors that Bullet will kill them all, and Bullet sets his sights on killing the 4 emperors. Kizaru contacts Sakazuki, who orders a buster call to attack Bullet and Delta Island. At Marine headquarters, Branu tells Marines about Bullet's past. As a soldier in Galdsburg, he massacred the people there. Then a pirate, he challenged and was defeated by Roger. Later, he joined forces with Roger, trying to kill him many times but never managing to defeat Roger before the Pirate King was executed. After Roger's death, Bullet went berserk. Garp and Sengoku stopped him. In the present, Garp talks to Sengoku, reflecting that Bullet lost his way after losing Roger. The 2 marine heroes are very concerned about the threat the pirate currently poses. Meanwhile, a badly injured Usopp carries an unconscious Luffy to find help. They stop in the path of a falling building, and Usopp stops a large burning pole from falling on Luffy. The building collapses, but Brook arrives and stops the collapse by freezing it. Chopper arrives to treat their injuries. Usopp tells him to focus on treating Luffy, as he has lost a lot of blood. After treatment, Luffy wakes up, and Usopp apologizes for not being strong enough to protect him. Luffy doesn't mind and wants to go after Bullet. He activates Gear 4 and flies towards Bullet. The buster call comes within sight of Delta Island, and the Marines try to escape on a ship before the buster call starts attacking the island in a few minutes. Smoker decides to stay behind, and Tashigi, Kobe, and Helmeppo want to go with him, but Hina binds them and drags them away. Rob Lucci sees Bullet's Colossus. Hancock searches for Luffy and finds a red object. She pulls on it thinking it's Luffy's vest, but it's Buggy's nose. Sabo stops Smoker from attacking Bullet. They run into Hancock and Buggy. Law approaches the group as Luffy flies towards Bullet's Colossus, who overpowers him. Luffy is sent to Law's group, and Law tells the group about his plan to defeat Bullet. But Luffy attacks Bullet again before he can finish his plan. Bullet overpowered Luffy, sending him flying. Hancock kicked the Colossus, temporarily reassembling it. Crocodile unleashed a sandstorm, preventing the Colossus from reassembling. Law activates a room and uses shambles to replace parts of the Colossus' right shoulder with rubble, weakening it. Sabo and Smoker attack and blow off the Colossus' right arm. Bullet tries to reattach the arm, but Lucci destroys him with kicks. Bullet prepares to attack, confident he can overpower his enemies with just one arm. Luffy's allies are discouraged, but Law's group performs another combined attack, blowing away part of the torso. Luffy flies towards Bullet and attacks with inflated fists, resulting in a giant collision. After a fierce battle, Luffy's Gomu Gomu no King Kong gun overpowers the Colossus, forcing Bullet out, though the catapult remains. Luffy's blow sprouts heavy Hanabi vines around the catapult, ripping it apart and injuring Bullet. As Bullet is forced out of his ship, both Crocodile and Rob Lucci attempt to take the Eternal Pose, but are stopped by Zoro and Sanji respectively. Bullet takes on Luffy in a brutal fistfight, and both fighters trade punches with impunity. Bullet uses his haki to keep up with Luffy's ferocity, eventually covering his entire body in it. Luffy charges toward Bullet and inflates both of his fists, barraging him with Gomu Gomu no King Kong Gatling, while Bullet counters with a punch to the face. But Luffy quickly recovers and shouts at Bullet that his strength did not come from anyone alone. This triggers Bullet to experience a flashback of one of his defeats by Roger, the one man whom he truly respected. The distraction allows Luffy to overwhelm Bullet with a barrage of punches before declaring he'll be the king of the pirates and sending Bullet crashing into the ground, defeated. Following Bullet's defeat, Festa mourns over the failure of his plan. Sabo then comes to confront him, and Festa attempts to quickly shoot Sabo with a pistol. But Sabo strikes first as he uses Hyken to defeat the festivities master. After the fight, Luffy stands with the eternal pose, which Crocodile and Lucci try to take. Luffy destroys it, saying he doesn't need it to reach Laugh-Tale. He and his crewmates make it back to the Sunny, but their escape route is blocked. The other Worst Generation members also depart, posing a greater challenge to the Buster Call. Sabo returns to the revolutionary ship that rescued Anne and asks her to create an illusion. As the pirates depart, Kizaru tries to attack them with beams of light, but Sabo blocks with a wall of fire. The wall of fire lets the pirates pass through the fleet. Luffy looks back and sees Sabo and an illusion of Ace made by Anne. Meanwhile, Smoker tells Kizaru to stop the Buster Call. In a post-credits scene, it is revealed that Roger had disapproved of his subordinate making an eternal pose to Laugh-Tale and threw it into the ocean, saying that the One Piece could not be obtained by someone who used it. In the present, the Straw Hats find out what the treasure is, and that Luffy destroyed it. Most of them except for Usopp are shocked at what Luffy did. But Luffy says that he did not want to miss out on any adventures. The crew then sail out for their next voyage.